Hello and welcome. This is my presentation I should be giving at the BritMums Live conference in June, and for those who did not attend, I might as well make a recording so you can look at it in your own free time. Now, I'm going to be talking about LinkedIn. What is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is an online social networking website for professionals, businesses. It isn't somewhere where you would go and do sort of natural talking. It is where you would do in a business and professional capacity. It's launched in 2003, and I think I've been on it since about 2008. It's currently the third most popular social networking site behind Twitter and Facebook, and as it apparently seems to be above YouTube. It's used for making connections with colleagues, past and present, classmates from your schools and colleges, potential employers and employees that if you are a company you're looking for somewhere to go, or if you are looking to employ people, potential clients if you want to do business with them, potential business partners if you want to make strategic alliances, and relevant companies that might be suitable for your business strategies. Now, how is LinkedIn different? LinkedIn is where you place your online resume, which is an American word for CV. It's not a numbers game like Facebook and Twitter. The idea is not to get as many connections as possible. However, once you meet 500, it doesn't show any higher than that. You just get a plus next to the number. And I have probably close on 1,000, so I actually don't know how many connections I have because it's way over 500. Connections are made with people you know or trust, and they need to be invited to join. They're more than just a casual acquaintance, so you have to have a valid reason for connecting. So if you get for example, I get a lot of people coming to me from India, from SEO agencies wanting to connect. Now, I don't know them. I don't trust them, and they don't have a valid reason for connecting with me, so I don't bother. I just leave them well alone. The main reason to stay in touch is with former colleagues and classmates, or to further a relationship with newly made contacts from other networking group activities. This is also online and also offline if you network offline. Why bloggers use LinkedIn? Now, if you're blogging for business, LinkedIn provides readers who treat your writing seriously and deliver a similar professional response. Here you can write posts that deliver content and points of view that will seem out of place in Facebook and Twitter. You are much more likely to be seen as a thought leader or expert in your profession or industry, and any interaction within groups will be at a more suitable, higher intellectual level. So if you want to discuss things like what your child did at the playground last afternoon, or how terrible you feel because baby got you up twice the night, this is not the place you would put into LinkedIn. It will not be tolerated, unless of course the group was about parenting. Now, optimize your profile. As you can see, here's a snapshot of my profile. I'll show it to you in a minute, actually, as it is in entirety. LinkedIn provides a professional looking profile, which should have a professional heading using relevant keywords. Now, here's my heading. Furry blog mother, obviously, is a keyword. And we've got here WordPress and blog training and beginners would be WordPress keywords. Now, you could possibly put in even better ones than that. That's probably a bit dull, but you can really go to town with your keywords to make it ping out. And a good photograph in a professional capacity, I've got here me in a suit in a fancy hotel so that I look as professional as possible. Now down here is the LinkedIn URL, and you can see that I've got my name in it. So if you want to personalize your LinkedIn profile URL, you can go to this link here and it will give you the instructions how you can go about doing that. Now, One thing about LinkedIn is you want to make sure that you look professional all the time. And in the contact area, I'm going to go to my LinkedIn profile now to show what I mean. Here we are. Here's my LinkedIn. Get rid of that, didn't that? Boring. Right. This is my LinkedIn, and I'm actually in edit mode, which is a bit of a bore. But it's important to show you that this is the contact info box, which if you click on, you get all the information about me so that people can contact me. Down here, I have written here under websites, I've written the actual names of my blogs rather than the generic blog, which can be very dull, because if you click on that, it opens up. Let me pan down a bit. And it shows you that I've actually created the opportunity to actually write down the name of my blog, as well as obviously the URL. And here are the options. You can do personal website, company website, blog, RSS feed and portfolio, and other. Other allows you to write down the actual name of your blog, which I think is more appropriate and also gets people to realise what you actually are writing about now. So if we go back to my presentation, and the next one is obviously tells you exactly what I've just said, but obviously much more clearer than that particular slide. Now, mention your blog elsewhere. Go back to my profile. You'll find that there are lots of other things. There's a summary all about how wonderful you are. And I've put in my video, which I had a doodle video done for me, which you must watch because it's really funny. And also the fact that I am an award winner. Definitely want to promote all that. Here's all my experience. Here are some recommendations from people who have been very kind to give them to me. And all the other things that I've been doing in my life. Quite a lot. Now, there's some honours and awards, courses, skills and endorsements. People think these are great. Some people think they're rubbish. It depends how you see them, but it's always nice to have lots of little happy faces saying that they endorse me for what I can do. And then there's some various bits and pieces down here as well, and other recommendations and groups, which I'll talk about those a bit later. And other things I follow and blah blah in. Something about LinkedIn. They're always trying to get you to improve your profile, and I suggest that you always do improve your profile. View more. Now, lots of stuff, but at the bottom there is something called posts. Write a post to increase your visibility and improve your professional brand. You definitely want to create a post. If you click on here, what's it do? Ah, exciting. Oh, it doesn't say anything. But I know for a fact, here we are, great. Now, here is where obviously you can write a post within LinkedIn. Now, why would you want to write a post with LinkedIn? LinkedIn, just like any other social networking site, has a lot of clout. And you can use that facility by writing your own blogs directly into LinkedIn. Don't copy and paste. That will be seen as reproducing and duplication and all the other stuff like that. The search engines do not take that very kindly at all. In fact, they penalise you greatly if you duplicate and repeat stuff. So I would actually occasionally write the odd post, which I haven't done yet, but I will do, draft their note, and I will attempt. I have seen some great posts written on LinkedIn's system. Some big blogging gurus have done this, and it has far more impact because it pops up in the search engines really high. And if you make it as professional as possible, you will obviously get a lot of clout and a lot of recognition and a lot of shares and responses from it too. So take advantage of this particular area and write some posts in LinkedIn and see how they perform. And it's a great time, just to try it out, because I advise you, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. Now, popping back to my profile, and all the other bits and pieces there is there as well. Right, so let's go back to my presentation. Where was I here? Oh yes, mention your blogging elsewhere in the summary and the endorsements, as I said below, and find the groups that are relevant. Now, I'm a little worried about groups. Try and get out of your comfort zone. Don't always stick with what you know. You may obviously gravitate towards the kind of groups that you are associated with, the subject, the industry, the niche that you particularly want to blog in. I would definitely recommend that you only have a certain number. I think it's 50 groups you're allowed to join. So don't take up all that space with like-minded groups. Find groups where your potential customer may be hanging out, where the people who could help you could be congregating, where you could find out more information that could help you write better posts and to become more interesting and to increase your knowledge and expertise. So take advantage and explore, expand, and think outside of the box when it comes to finding groups. Now, where am I? Oh yes, here we are. Now, one thing about the LinkedIn is you want to get people to actually notice your blogs more in LinkedIn. Now, you can do this automatically by the social sharing buttons, and make sure that they include your LinkedIn within it. Here you are, there's my LinkedIn button there, and there's also a LinkedIn button there in my social sharing. And I have both of these. I have one that goes down vertically and also one that goes horizontally at the bottom of my posts. Belts and braces, you never know which one might attract the reader after they've read your posts, and therefore if it's obviously of a professional nature, they will want to share it. This is what comes up when you click on one of those, and you can therefore, as one I wrote recently, and you can then see whether you want to make it public or to go to specific groups, posting groups, and obviously when you click on that you get all the groups you've joined. You can then select which one is relevant. Send to individuals, obviously they can then find your individual person, your connection that you have. And you can also write up here in the social update, which is also very helpful, and share button. So actually quite useful, but I wouldn't recommend doing this all the time whenever you want to share your posts. There are other methods which I will be describing to you a bit later on in this presentation. Now, next slide says how to add a LinkedIn badge to your blog. Everybody likes to have badges on their sidebars, and of course LinkedIn is jumping on the bandwagon and is offering the series view. Actually is going to be about 10 of them, so I can only show 3 here, but this is the URL to go to find one. And if you like any of them, take a copy of the code, put it into a text widget, and your LinkedIn badge will pop there in all its beauty and glory. Right, okay, become active on LinkedIn. Just like with all social networking sites, you need to do some activity there to get noticed and to take full advantage of its capacities and facilities. So update regularly on your profiles, update status, just like any other social networking profiles. But remember, it's in a professional capacity. And also, I suggest that you don't do it several times a day. I would do it probably once a day or once every other day. Just make sure that what you do is totally relevant to the social networking site that you're on. Share your blog posts, and this is important. Share other people's blog posts if you think they are interesting or relevant. This is called curation. Curation isn't necessarily looking at other people's posts to glean information for your own post. Curation also means sharing other relevant posts that you find on the net, so that people that you know also take advantage of the information they give. And it also gives the indication that you know what you're talking about, you read widely, and you are obviously active in gaining information. And this sharing is very important when it comes to being using social media in this capacity. Now, Generally engaged on targeted groups. Now, there you are. Targeted is what I was saying about, because, as I said, go outside the box, think outside your comfort zone, and find groups that are relevant to whatever you engage. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. Now, draw attention to yourself with questions, statistics, or a personal view that would interest LinkedIn followers. Again, in a professional capacity. Keep the conversation going and respond to comments. Now, that obviously is with all social networking sites, but that doesn't matter. I mean, the whole point is that, you would keep the conversation going. It's important to maintain the thread, to keep the interest going, to don't leave something to go cold and dark and neglected. Create a reason why people should share your blog posts. Obviously, they've got to be for high quality and information that they would want to read and therefore share with all their followers. And you can become a top influencer if you do a lot of engagement within certain groups. And this means, obviously, there must be some algorithms behind this, because that therefore allows more people to see and read your blog posts. It's probably because if people like what you see your engagements and they like what you contribute, they might think, ooh, what's this person? And then go look at your profile, and obviously they will watch out for you and any other engagement capacities you do on other groups as well. Or even pod along to your other systems, your Facebook and your LinkedIn and whatever to see what you read there, as well as your blog. Now, let's talk about starting a discussion in a group. When you open a group up, whatever subject is, women in blogging as I've got here, you see groups, you'll see a field where you're invited to start a discussion. Now, that's very important. Start a discussion or share something within the group. Now, this isn't somewhere to dump and fly away. It's somewhere where you want to engage, you want to get people interested in what you are doing. So it's a discussion, it's a talking point, it's something what will stimulate a conversation. Right, bring this down a bit so I can put that's better. Okay, now fill in the various fields. These aren't brilliant examples here, but I had to do something quite quickly. It's almost like you start off your headline with a question that would entice the reader to want to click on it. You could obviously, this particular it's almost like, as I said earlier in all my different things, the headline is what actually matters. Whether it's within a post, whether it's in a update, in a social update, or in a group, or just in generally on social media, it's what you say at the beginning that makes a difference to getting the people to look and think and, oh, that's interesting, and click on it. Beneath it, obviously, there is a discussion area, which could be an introduction or the actual discussion point itself. So that whatever you put in there should be continuation of the promise or the attraction you have in your headline here. What have I written down here? Group. Choose a group that reflects the subject of your post or contain the suitable readers. Create a talking point by starting a discussion relating to the content you've written. There you are. That's probably just said that in a tin. Here you are. Brilliant, enticing headline in the form of a question, a bit of extra to get people to realise obviously this post is worth reading, or if you're really canny, to get started a discussion to make sure that they want to participate and have their say and to continue the conversation, and obviously click your link to your blog to read more about what you've said. Composed in the form of a question. I've just been saying that here. Following introduction, discussion, asking the reader's point of view, blah blah blah. Once you put in the URL of your blog post, it comes up as a snippet down here. Pictures are always great. Make sure that there's a picture. Oh look, it's from Birds the blog. It isn't from my own. Never mind. And as I said here, it creates a snippet which allows the image you've seen your post. But as everybody knows, images are really great for drawing attraction, as well as a brilliant headline and a brilliant headline up here, and of course all this as helps. Now, make it enticing to read. Discussion headlines and introductions should be made as attention-grabbing as possible. The subject should reflect the desires, needs, frustrations, ideas, and thought processes of your potential readers. Think how your discussion talking point will be seen by the group's visitors. Is it suitable? And have you delivered it in a similar style to the other discussions posted there? It's no good you bunging in something that is totally irrelevant to the group or is totally outside of what other people are doing within the group. So, you could be controversial, you could be outrageous, and you could draw attention to yourself that way. But unless you are very clever at doing that, I would stick to this group style and take note of it and deliver your contribution in the same way. Right. Avoid taking shortcuts. Remember, repeating the same title introduction every time you post in other groups will be seen as duplication and you'll be treated as a spammer. Now, I have been treated as a spammer and it's not nice. I got locked out for a few days. I couldn't do anything at all in LinkedIn. And that is because I got over enthusiastic and a bit overzealous in promoting my posts. And I went around all the posts and I did something and basically some people got pissed off and they marked me down as spam. Not nice. Don't get yourself in a situation. It's better to limit how many times you promote your post on LinkedIn one day. Stagger your activity in different groups over a period of time. So therefore you won't get clobbered by people who get annoyed with what you're doing. Vary where you set up your discussions. Be aware that similar groups may contain similar readers who won't like seeing your discussion point repeated, and you don't want them reaching the spam button. Now, next one down. Bring this down a bit. Come on, wakey. Oh, it's not good to do it. There it is. Right. Stick around to see what happens. We all know that is how important it is to continue conversations and to respond to comments and to obviously thank and be graciously kind to people who want to continue your conversation whenever you put something on social media. It's the same with us on LinkedIn. So be aware of any answers or comments people make so you can respond to them accordingly. Answer them promptly, positively, and with gratitude. And try and encourage a continuation of the conversation by asking another question, including more information, to provoke another response. A well-populated discussion is attractive to other readers who may feel compelled to join in. It stands to reason if you've got a discussion with lots of comments and the continuation of discussion underneath, it's going to be obviously far more interesting to passing readers and followers than to just see something that has one or two comments underneath. Either way, there was always going to be people who read anything, but as anything popular will obviously attract far more interest in, and you want to try and encourage people to lots of engagement and lots of comments to get more people to coming in. And of course, all that information there means that you learn much more from what's going on, you get your feedback, and you obviously could then take all that information and write another post again in the future. Right, commenting etiquette. Always have an open mind to see other points of view. If you don't agree, say so in a constructive manner and offer your own alternatives. Your comments could add value by contributing useful, meaningful, and helpful additions to the conversation. Before you comment, read everything, including other comments, to make sure you avoid repeating what's already been said and looking a complete fool by obviously misinterpreting what the post is about, or even repeating what's already been in other comments. You want to be able to make sure that what you contribute is worthwhile and is helpful and actually makes a difference to the conversation. Makes you more noticed too if you can find something that is worth reading. Now, at the end, don't give up. As with all promotion of your stuff on your blog, on social media and LinkedIn as well, remember you won't necessarily get a huge amount of success overnight. If you don't get an immediate response, don't give up. Social networking takes time, persistence and patience. It's It's also worth analysing which contributions worked and how, noting down which elements were successful and trying the same thing again. Look what others do, especially if they appear to be successful, and see what you can learn from them. I call this lurking and learning. If you want to be successful, see what the others do. If you agree with it, or you're in awe with them, or you think, I want to have some of that, find out what it is that makes them successful. Find out what it is that makes a difference. And see if you can emulate it, but don't copy it exactly. Do it in your own special way. And then people will recognise you for you and not someone who just copies a verbatim. Nobody likes a copycat. So learn and process and deliver in your own way. So this is the end of my presentation, and I hope it was informative for you, and will encourage you now to do more blogging and to do more promotion of your blogs and to do more interaction and engagement at finding out more information, which you can do actually from LinkedIn. So take advantage, have a play, go in, have a look and learn, and then attempt, do something and measure it and see how well it does, and then do it again and again and again and again. And as time goes by, it will become second nature and you'll probably enjoy it, just like we do with all our social networking. So until then, see you soon. Bye.